My whole family is from DC. My whole family, like my entire family.
Don't bring them.
For what?
Bring them.
For what?
Don't bring them. I'm telling you,
They
don't
gonna
bring 'em.
celebrate with me. You hear
Don't
me?
bring them.
It's gonna be a party on your floor.
I'm gonna let y'all know something. His father was up here
It's
shaking
it's
on the
gonna
what's
be-
the name? He was shaking on the
Pops. Oh.
shaking on my kids. He was shaking on this thing. On
Hey,
my kids, he was
never.
shaking.
Don't
Never.
say, bruh.
That's
Tell me.
cap. What I about to say?
How you gonna say it's cap? And
gotta
how
be.
you gonna say it's cap? I'm watching them.
Gotta be. Hey.
Somebody
What's
lying.
good?
Hey.
Yeah, somebody lying.
Hey.
Somebody lying.
Hey. I'm
Okay,
glad my
Tank,
name ain't somebody.
Lamont Roach is brimming with confidence, the kind that has sent many fighters crashing to the canvas sooner than they expected. It takes real guts to call out and challenge a boxer with a flawless 30-0 record, but it takes even more nerve to trash talk someone who has knocked out 28 of his 30 opponents.
I've been preaching like this gonna be fight of the year type caliber fight, because obviously I'm not coming in there scared. I ain't coming in there to lay down. I ain't coming in there on none of that. I'm coming in there to do what I gotta do to get my hand raised.
Gervonta Tank Davis's greatness is undeniable, though many boxing experts criticize him for carefully picking his opponents, questioning his legacy. Still, that doesn't mean Lamont Roach will just back down. Their upcoming press conference is bound to be explosive, and their fiery Instagram live session was just a preview of the chaos Fight Week will bring. Roach has no problem giving credit where it's due, even to a future opponent.
Like, Tank over, win, lose, draw, whatever. Who you want next?
Look, if y'all don't know,
Tank Davis faces his fair share of critics. Some tear apart his fight record, others downplay his skills, and a few even question his place in the sport. But Roach isn't buying into those doubts. Having grown up in nearly the same neighborhood as Davis, Roach knows him better than most.
that's 130 pounder in the world. It's evident. I can't wait to prove it. I can't wait to show it. But
over the years, Roach has watched with respect as Davis became a multi-division champion, a pound-for-pound star, and according to some, the face of boxing. Roach has no problem admitting the latter. But while Davis enjoys his reign at the top, the current WBA super featherweight champion knows that all great runs eventually end. I'm going to show y'all what it takes to be the new face of boxing on March 1st, Roach declared during an episode of Against All Odds. The Reaper Tale, Episode 1. As Roach hinted, he and Davis will step into the ring against each other on March 1st at Brooklyn's Barclays Center. Roach has fought in the lightweight division before, but made his mark one weight class below. The 5-pound difference, along with Davis's habit of sending opponents to the hospital, has convinced oddsmakers that Roach stands little to no chance.
I got one goal. It's only gonna be one winner. That's gonna be me.
Now, I could tell by the way you speak about him right now. Now, the world knows, the boxing world knows that you two have a friendship.
Yeah.
Right? I could tell by speaking to you that you have your respect for him. Do you throw that all away the night of the fight?
100%.
Or is it thrown away now?
That's cool. At the end of the day, I got one goal. It's only gonna be one winner. That's gonna be me. Whether you gonna lay down, or you gonna get down, or you gonna lay down. Either way, I'm gonna fuck you up. Then we can be cool after. We're gonna make some money. I'm gonna whoop your ass. We're gonna make some money, because that's what it is. It's competition.
Yeah.
If you thinking otherwise, you're in the wrong sport.
Still, having doubters isn't always a bad thing. Roach remembers when sportsbooks counted him out against Hector Luis Garcia, yet he proved them wrong. Against Davis, the 29-year-old knows exactly what he's up against. The Baltimore native is known for demolishing opponents and showed no mercy against Frank Martin, brutally stopping him in the 8th round this past June. To avoid the same fate, Roach knows his training must reach an all-time high. It's work time. Over the years, Tank has faced criticism for handpicking his opponents, and Roach isn't afraid to call that out. Lamont Roach didn't hold back, sending a direct message. "You must think I'm one of those regular guys you fought or something. LOL, cut it out, man." He made it clear to the Baltimore native that this won't be like his previous fights. Even though Roach is coming from a lower weight class, he's determined to shock the world. Despite the online back and forth, Tank Davis chose to remain composed, keeping his words minimal. His message? He'll do the talking in the ring.
Shit.
Alright guys, turn out and face the camera, please. Right front right here. Use the word prayer. Just show it up. Back too. Oh, it's not.
Davis later quoted Roach's tweet, simply responding, saying nothing, a short but powerful statement asserting his dominance over the WBA super featherweight champion. The online exchanges have only fueled the hype for their upcoming bout, which will take place at 135 pounds with the WBA lightweight title on the line. While Lamont Roach is a technically sound championship-level fighter, many question whether he's the right opponent for Davis in a high-profile pay-per-view event. Tank Davis is already a bona fide pay-per-view star, even though debates continue over whether all his fights should be behind a paywall. The issue isn't Davis's star power, it's the level of opposition he's faced in some of these fights. Roach is a solid fighter, but he hasn't yet reached the pinnacle of the sport. If he had multiple title defenses under his belt, a matchup with Davis would make more sense. However, his only title defense so far has been against Fergal McCrory. Davis has been in similar fights before, such as against Hector Luis Garcia, who, after being stopped by Davis, later lost a split decision to Roach. Unfortunately, this has become the current pay-per-view model. Once a fighter reaches that status, every fight remains on pay-per-view, regardless of the opponent.
In the world, when this is the beginning of my legendary run. This right here.
Now we've seen, because I've spoken to Rolly, their approach is, we're dehydrated.
Frank Martin, one of Davis's past opponents, is another solid fighter, arguably more established at lightweight than Roach. He was on track to face Shakur Stevenson and had put on some impressive performances, generating real curiosity at the elite level. The issue isn't Davis's skill, he is undoubtedly one of the best in the world.
Nah, then they keep talking about some no disrespect. Come on, bro. Like, come on, bro. Use a real fake for real. Like, every time you see me, it's what up, shawty, it's this, and you know how you talk. Cause you talking about, bro. I'm really him. I bring any type of smoke to anything in my way.
The frustration comes from the carefully curated selection of his opponents. Roach, though respected in boxing circles, isn't a particularly big super featherweight. He still seems capable of defending his WBA title at 130 pounds, while Davis is known as a powerhouse in the lightweight division. This size difference could play a role in the fight's outcome. Additionally, Davis has a pattern of staying mostly silent in the build-up to his fights until something provokes him. We saw this before his clash with Frank Martin, where he lost his cool and got messy, even making personal threats. Now, all eyes are on whether Roach can truly pose a challenge, or if Davis will once again prove why he's one of boxing's biggest superstars. 9. Lamont Roach has now gotten a taste of the Tank Davis drama after claiming he would whoop Davis. The champ fired back just yesterday, promising, "I'm going to chop bob and weave. I'll end it in the 9th round. I love exposing people who aren't what they claim to be. I like proving it." Back when he won his first title, the whole arena doubted him.
I'm gonna beat his ass if y'all talking. I'm ready. So y'all better be quiet. Quiet, all that. You got the whole hood over there. Like, twist it up. I don't give a fuck about none of that. I don't care about none of that. Mother, he can't share about no hood or none of that. Not at all. Fuck him up. Not at all. Never. Nothing's gonna get fucked up. What do I look like getting fucked up? We don't talk about none of that. Okay. That shit ain't never gonna stop nothing over here. He gonna pay for it. I guarantee he pay for it. I guarantee he pay for it. I guarantee it. Come to the fight. Come to the fight. Come to the fight. They probably gonna get him fucked up. This me and you, folks. Tank.
Now, Fight Hype sat down with Richardson Hitchens and Kenneth Sims Jr. to hear their thoughts on the fight, and their answers might surprise you. Fight Hype asked the undefeated super lightweight Hitchens about his history with both fighters, and what fans should expect. The New York native pointed out the similarities between Tank and Roach, warning fans not to underestimate the latter. Hitchens believed the 25-to-1 fighter could shock everyone, making for a thrilling match. Not too long ago, in 2016 or 2017, I said it was going to be a great fight, and I still think so. Why not? Hitchens explained.
I say 9th round.
What?
I say 9th round.
You said 9?
Yeah.
What's your response to that, Lamont?
Look, he got scared. Look. He looked at 9.
I'm telling him, you saying you going down in a 9? You know that power carry late.
I know you got some sneaky power. That's what I do know.
What?
Who said that? You said
My
what?
man over
You
there
said what?
bet.
Yeah, that's why I've been waiting for the niggas to talk. How much you want back? How much you want to bet? Because I came up here alone. How much y'all want back? How much you want back? Just call it out. Huh? 100? That's a bet. What's your name? Al, where you from?
Lamont Roach came up in a similar environment as Tank. They have a lot in common. People are counting him out because of that loss to Herring, but he's been consistent ever since. He praised Roach's growth since his 2019 defeat and assured fans this fight would be a technical masterclass, one he was excited to watch. When asked who had the upper hand in a technical battle, Hitchens responded, "It's going to be a great fight." Tank is a defensive genius. He knows how to protect himself and move in the ring. Hitchens further explained that if the fight drags into the later rounds, Tank will have a clear advantage due to his near-perfect defense. In his opinion, Roach should aim for an early finish because the longer the fight lasts, the more likely Davis will control the pace and get the outcome he wants. While defending Roach as a worthy opponent, Hitchens added, "It's not like Tank is just picking an easy fight." Lamont probably knows how to fight better than a lot of guys Tank has faced. They've sparred numerous times, and I think people are writing Lamont off just because of his loss to Jamal Herring. On the other hand, welterweight sensation Kenneth Sims Jr., who has fought both Roach and Davis, also shared his thoughts. At first, he hesitated to predict a winner out of respect for both fighters. However, he eventually opened up, recalling the wholesome moments he and Roach shared when they faced off in the semifinals at Nationals. They basically shut Lamont out, maybe because he's not a big name, Sims Jr. speculated. When asked what both fighters need to do to win, the Illinois native pointed out that both Roach and Tank are counterpunchers. For one to gain the upper hand, they'll need to step out of their comfort zone and force the other to open up. Sims also noted that Gervonta Davis is a slow starter, taking time to find his rhythm. Tank starts slow, but as the fight goes on, he picks up the pace and gets busy, Sims explained. But to win this fight, he'll have to attack earlier than usual. Otherwise, it might be too late considering how fast Roach fights and how quickly he racks up points. I'm looking forward to watching the fight. Do you think the technical aspect favors Lamont, or does it favor Tank? Sims' take was unexpected, given that most people have already dismissed Roach in his lightweight title debut. Similarly, in the build-up to his fights, Davis is usually quiet until something sets him off. When that happens, he can get messy and insulting, just as he did against Frank Martin, where he even threatened to steal his opponent's girlfriend. Now, Lamont Roach has had his share of the Tank Davis drama after declaring he would whoop Davis. Tank has been under fire yet again, this time for picking an underwhelming opponent. Critics have long accused Davis of cherry-picking fights to pad his record while ignoring real threats in the division that ate the grand arrivals. Davis was noticeably absent. I know sometimes, like with Canelo, he just doesn't feel like showing up or answering questions, one commentator noted. Interestingly, after his win over Frank Martin a few months ago, Davis listed several fighters on his radar, yet Lamont Roach wasn't one of them. Instead, names like Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, Isaac Cruz, Shakur Stevenson, and Vasily Lomachenko were thrown around.
So I go to side to side, smoking on the line snake. It's not like volume up. Multiply them billions, ain't no cocky in the violence. Get out your feelings and let's touch some ain't no I ain't team. I see that stay with trying things. They were on this side, we ain't just like losing on the content. Look in my eyes, see the pain.
How Roach, a fighter not even in the lightweight division, ended up securing this fight remains a mystery. This is Roach's first venture into 135 to fight for a title, and it's only happening because the WBA granted him a special sanction to challenge Tank Davis. Analysts noted that at 30, Davis has become a target for top competitors like Haney, who even responded to the fight announcement with a laughing emoji. But Roach wasn't the only fighter in the mix. Edwin de Los Santos was also in talks for a potential fight with Davis. Speaking to Mill City Boxing, coach Humberto Betancourt revealed that Davis's team had reached out with an offer. After such a big opportunity, we even started preparing for the fight, he admitted. However, Roach ultimately secured the match for himself. Hey, I'm not knocking it. It's a good fight, a 130-pounder moving up to 135. But why not fight someone who's a natural 135-pounder? Betancourt questioned. If De Los Santos and Roach were compared, Roach would seem like the easier opponent. However, that doesn't take away from his accomplishments. Roach is the reigning 130 pounds champion on a 6-fight win streak and has only lost once in his 27-fight career. With his explosive style and ability to draw a crowd, Gervonta Davis remains one of boxing's brightest stars. Fans are eager to see how this matchup unfolds. So, you want to step into the ring by the end of 2025? That's the goal. There you have it, straight from the man himself. The 29-year-old Baltimore native boasts an impressive record of 30 wins. Davis has a unique approach. He often lets his opponents win the early rounds before landing a single crushing knockout blow. Just like in his previous fights, Davis has promised his next opponent a devastating knockout. I want to unify at least one belt at 130. Whoever the champions are, he said. To Lamont Roach, he warned, I'll break you up. Keep your mother and kids at home. The last fighter who got a warning like that didn't make it past the 8th round, getting knocked out cold. This fight has an extra layer of excitement, revenge. Davis and Roach may be in different weight classes, but they know each other well. Their history brings back memories of Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia, who met 6 times in the amateurs before turning pro. Davis and Roach have faced off twice, with Davis winning both. Now, Roach is hungry for redemption, especially in one fight, where he felt the judges robbed him. There's another twist. This fight could mark the beginning of the end for Davis. If his retirement plans hold true, this could be his final year in boxing. Roach, on the other hand, needs all the confidence he can get to claim the WBA title. After watching Davis's recent training footage, Roach took to social media, tweeting and then deleting. Easy work. Roach is doing everything he can to hype himself up for this fight. He needs to focus on training and securing a big payday. That means keeping the buzz alive and getting Davis emotionally invested. For the latest updates on boxing news, moments, events, and actions, stay connected. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and turn on notifications so you never miss out on quality content. Until next time, peace out.
Shit. Alright guys, turn out please. Right here. Easy work, man. The showdown. Back.